What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic, driving to work, car vlog. Just wanted to talk about a post I posted, I want to say 2 days ago. Might have been yesterday. Excuse my oldness because I don't remember. But before that, God bless you guys. Remember that God loves you, I love you, Christ loves you. There's a lot of things out here to love and to love on, and people to love you. So don't think because you don't feel the love, it's not there. It's definitely there. And if you don't hear it today, I love you. God bless. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Take It Home Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the C3 Ultimate Wrestling YouTube page. Me and my wife's wrestling company. We have all our matches from my last show up there. That is C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Check out the website as well, c3ultimatewrestling.com. Do y'all remember when Kevin Owens was a world champ in WWE? It's it's it was a brief time. It was dang near 6 months, if you guys remember that. And shout out to Kevin Owens and everything he does. I think that he just had the short end of the stick when he was a Universal Champion, when he won it in the year 2016. I made a post about it because people were talking about the anniversary where Kevin Owens attacked Jericho and turned on him and things like that. And I was like, dang, I remember this as the world champ being second fiddle to Chris Jericho and the list. You just made the list. Now, the list was very, very popular. Jericho and the list, like, to be honest, Jericho's best work to me that I've seen was in WWE. The way he can do anything or say things and then it just correlated with the crowd. I think he's trying to use the same thing in AEW, and I think he's more missed than hits with what he does. The old show, the champion, the bubbly thing, that was a good line and stuff like that. I don't want to say the oil is ran dry. The well is ran dry, but man, it's very ashy at the moment, if you get what I'm saying. But going back into it, this thing was so big. It was like people waited for him to click the pin. You know what? You know what happens when you don't listen to me? And then the crowd goes crazy. You just made the list. Now, when they decided to have them team up before the list and everything like that, I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll see. Jericho has been putting over younger guys and older guys too. Jericho has been doing a great job with that in WWE. So I was like, oh, okay, well, basically this is going to go into a feud for the Universal title. So, what had happened, Kevin Owens won it in a Fatal 4-Way. He won the title, Universal title in a Fatal 4-Way. I was shocked that Big Cass was in it. They tried and everything like that. I think they really did give Big Cass a lot of chances and stuff. He owned up to his mistakes. But going back into it, so Kevin Owens won. A lot of people was under the impression that Seth Rollins was going to win. This was after Finn Balor had to vacate because he messed his shoulder up in this match with Seth Rollins to win it. So, the next day, he had to vacate it. It's horrible. So that's already a bad thing right there. It was just like people were already saying it was cursed even after Kevin Owens won it because either injuries or horrible title reigns. Going into that, they teamed him, they paired him with Jericho and things like that. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe Jericho is going to show him the ropes or something like that he doesn't know. Because before this, Owens was very popular, and Owens was showing what he could do in NXT. And when he debuted in WWE, let's not forget that he beat John Cena. Like, nobody, was expecting him to beat John Cena. And not only did he beat John Cena, he also had two more bangers. They went against each other 3 times. Him and Sami Zayn was like magic, it was bro and everything like that. It was pure magic at NXT and stuff like that. The guy was really acting like a prize fighter, as if that's what was on his shorts. Or fight KO fight, one of the two. So they were doing things good, but then when they paired him with Jericho, very entertaining. Not going to sit here and say it wasn't entertaining. It was very entertaining. But the thing was, the more entertaining it got, the more you forgot the man was a world champ. Because Jericho was doing his thing, and then not only that, knowing they bad guys, you're not going to try to win things fair and square. But Jericho helped him with Seth, Roman, a lot of these guys. A lot. And to be honest, if Owens would have forgot the Universal title at home, nobody would have said he was the world champ because of how entertaining Jericho was. Sometimes this is unintentional. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sitting here saying it's Jericho's fault or Owens' fault or anything like that. Sometimes it is unintentional. But if you are in control, creative and all of this stuff, I felt you should have gave Owens a better run with what he had. I think y'all could have did something better with that. And then when they did break up Jericho and Owens and Owens attacked Jericho, I was like, okay, well, we're finally going to see it. Okay, Kevin is saying basically you're getting the spotlight and I'm the champ. Okay, we're working here. The wheels are turning. The wheels are turning. Then you had Kevin Owens versus Goldberg. Look, this should have been a time to where Kevin Owens could have went against Jericho and could have beat Jericho and could have shown how legit he was. Because he was already showing he was legit before he even had the Universal title. You know what I'm saying? But still, y'all threw Goldberg in the mix, and everybody knew. We knew that Goldberg was going to beat him. We didn't know how. We knew he was going to beat him. We knew he was going to beat him in seconds because we knew from the previous matches that Goldberg's matches are not going to go past 2 minutes. And when they do, they are bad, unless it is more calculated, if that makes sense. I don't want to almost say something I didn't want to say. But going into that, we knew. And then Owens was about to fight Goldberg, and Jericho's music played. He turned around, saw Jericho, turned back around, spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. So now their feud is just going to be a feud, just a regular feud. Now, feuds can be special without belts and championships and stuff like that. I will say that. But still, it was like they could have did this for the Universal title. They could have did this beforehand, before he dropped it to Goldberg. I think that would have been good. I think that Kevin Owens should have had a better opportunity to show that he could have been a decent champion. I do understand the stipulations on how he got it and stuff like that, and he wasn't intended at the time. But at the same time, I do think they would have gave him a fair shake, because when I do think of back when Jericho and Owens was together teaming and stuff like that as a faction or a group, as you want to call it, a lot of people be like, dang, he was a world champ. Owens was a world champ with the red belt on his shoulders. And people was not like, man, he's a world champ. We were like, dang, who's going to be on Jericho's list? Just saying. I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit, because Kevin Owens is a world champ. You get what I'm saying? And he can wrestle and he can talk. He is one of those guys I feel like he could be in any position and he'll give his all. He won't half-butt it. He's going to do what he's paid or asked to do. And I do think like what they're doing now, I do think that it's going to accumulate, I'm tired, y'all, to him and Sammy probably beating the Usos. But still, I do want you guys to remember that Kevin Owens is a Universal champ, a one-time Universal champ. So shout out to Kevin Owens and everything he do. I do wish that he would have had a better shake at it. I truly do. I wish he would have had more of a dominant reign or more of a memorable reign. But, it was situations and circumstances and happenstances. But what do y'all remember about his reign? Do you guys remember the reign? Was it entertaining? Could it have been better to you? Was it Jericho's fault? I doubt it. Was it Owens' fault? I do think it is a creative fault. They should have just made this man a lethal weapon, basically. Not a Steve Blackman, but a Kevin Owens. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.